Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. I want to give all honor and glory and praises to the Most High Yahweh, the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, for his mercy enduring forever, for allowing us another Shabbat in peace, another Torah portion to learn about the history of our people, about our forefathers and their acts, the things they did in righteousness, the things that we need to learn and follow. So I'm your Captain Inaw, and next to me I have
Officer Ahrahyahla.
And we're bringing to you another weekly Torah portion here at the Light of Zion Treasure Coast. As we always do, we open up with Colossians chapter 3, verse 17.
The book of Colossians chapter 3 and verse 17. And whatsoever ye do in word or deed, do all in the name of Mashiach Yahushua, giving thanks to the Most High and the Father by him.
That's right. So everything we do it in word and in deed, giving thanks to Mashiach Yahushua and our Father in heaven, our power, Yahweh. Because we are his representatives, we represent him in them, we are their image, so we must do everything according to the law and testimony, according to the Most High's word, according to the Holy Scriptures. The way we present ourselves in our daily lives, at work, at any event, while we in the grocery stores, in the supermarkets, and while we here in the Shabbat services. Make sure that we present ourselves with hospitality, with humbleness, humility, because these are the characteristics of a righteous, godly person, a child of God, of the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right, as we continue to learn while we read throughout these portions, we have examples of Abraham, as we Lot, Noah. These are men that were considered friend of God's. Well, Abraham and Noah. But as Abraham approached those three men with hospitality, so did Lot. So these are characteristics of righteous men when understanding how to approach their fellow brethren, their fellow sisters. All right, and we're gonna see how we continue to show this characteristics throughout the scriptures. All right. Today's portion is Genesis chapter 23 and verse 1 to Genesis chapter 25 and verse 18. It stops like at the middle of the chapter. That's going to be today's portion. So, Yahweh, please send thy spirit of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding upon us today, so we can give the sense and understanding of thy word. So let's dive right into the portion. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. The book of Genesis chapter 23 and verse 1. And Sarah was 107 and 27 years old. These
How old was Sarah?
107 and 27 years old.
So how old was Sarah? Sarah was 127 years old. When she died. Read.
And Sarah was 107 and 20 years old. These were the years of the life of Sarah.
Come on.
And Sarah died in Kirjath Arba. Kirjath Arba.
Come on.
The same is Hebron, in the land of Canaan.
Read.
And Abraham came to mourn for Sarah.
What did Abraham do?
He came to mourn for Sarah.
And what else he did?
And to weep for her.
And what?
And to weep for her.
Man, I thought this world said men don't cry. Right? It's not manly for you to cry and weep and mourn. Abraham mourned and wept for his wife Sarah, who passed away at the age of 127. Right? Read.
Verse 3. And Abraham stood up from before his dead, and spake unto the sons of Heth, saying,
What he said?
I am a stranger.
He's a what?
I am a stranger.
Come on.
And a sojourner with you.
Read.
Give me a possession of a burying place with you, that I may bury my dead out of my sight.
Come on.
And the children of Heth answered Abraham, saying unto him.
Right, so Abraham approached the sons of Heth because he was dwelling in an area that were predominantly, the population were predominantly the Canaanites. So he came and approached the sons of Heth and he told them, listen, I am a stranger and a sojourner, right, in your area, right? Give me a possession of a burying place, right? Read.
That I may bury my dead out of my sight.
Come on.
And the children of Heth answered Abraham, saying unto him.
What did they say?
Hear us, my Lord.
What they say?
Hear us, my Lord.
These men that Abraham considered to be a stranger to, they still acknowledge Abraham to be their Lord. To show you the honor and respect that Abraham had in a land that he considered himself to be a stranger and a sojourner. All right, read.
Thou art a mighty prince among us.
Thou art what?
Thou art a mighty prince among us.
And they acknowledge that he's a mighty prince amongst the Canaanites, amongst the Hittites, well, which are Canaanites, right? The sons of Heth. They come from the seed line of Canaan, right? They acknowledge Abraham to be a mighty prince. So you could only imagine the how renowned and what's the word? The reputation that Abraham had in this land, right? They probably hear the stories, man, that's the man that almost sacrificed his son to the Most High. Because that's how obedient he was. That's the man that went and got a whole bunch of men, trained servants, to go get Lot from the king of Sodom, right? So Abraham's reputation was known around the area, but he still considered himself to be a stranger and a sojourner in this land. Read.
Hear us, my Lord. Thou art a mighty prince among us.
Read.
In the choice of thy sepulchres, bury thy dead.
Come on.
None of us shall withhold from thee his sepulchre, but that thou mayest bury thy dead.
Come on.
And Abraham stood up and bowed himself to the people of the land, even to the children of Heth.
Right, so they told Abraham, listen, man, you're a mighty prince, you a lord, you pick any spot that you want in this area. Whatever you want is up for you, is up for grabs for you, because you're a mighty prince. Come on.
And Abraham stood up and bowed himself to the people of the land.
Right, so Abraham, you see, here we go, that characteristic that I was just talking about. Because Abraham is a representative of Yahweh, Yahawashi. So he realized the respect that they gave him, and he bowed himself to the people. You know, when we learned that from like these Shalom movies and from the Chinese, the Japanese. When you bow, right, you're showing a sign of humility and humbleness, acknowledging that you respect what they just said, right? So they said, hey, pick any spot you like, right? Pick any spot you like, and just pick whatever you want. Read.
And Abraham stood up and bowed himself to the people of the land, even to the children of Heth.
Right, so what that shows you is that it wasn't just the children of Heth that was there. It was also many other people around in the land. Come on.
And he communed with them, saying, if it be your mind that I should bury my dead out of my sight, hear me, and entreat for me to Ephron, the son of Zohar.
Come on.
That he may give me the cave
Of Machpelah.
Machpelah.
Right, so once they told Abraham that to pick any spot you like, he knew exactly what he wanted. So he inquired and he requested that he get the cave of Machpelah that belonged to the son's name? Ephron, right? The son of Zohar. Read.
That he may give me the cave of Machpelah, which he had, which is in the end of his field.
Come on.
For as much money as it is worth.
For as what?
For as much money as it is worth.
Come on.
He shall give it. He shall give it me for a possession of a burying place amongst you.
Right. So shalom, shalom, hallelujah. Shabbat shalom. Wow. We have been blessed with the presence of the mighty young princess of Augusta, Georgia. Hallelujah. Let's get the Most High a round of applause, man. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I'm happy to see you, brothers. So, Abraham said, I want the cave that's in Machpelah that belonged to Ephron, the son of Zohar, and I'll pay whatever the price is. I don't care how much it is. He said, for as much money as it's worth, he shall give it to me. Come on. Verse 10.
Verse 10. And Ephron dwelt among the children of Heth. And Ephron the Hittite answered Abraham in the audience of the children of Heth.
So you got to also keep in mind and make a mental note, this contract agreement, right, is going on in front of a bunch of people. It's going on right in the midst of a whole bunch of people. It said in the audience, right? Come on.
Even of all that went in at the gate of his city, saying,
what they say?
Nay, my Lord, hear me. The field give I thee, and the cave that is therein, I give it thee. In the presence of the sons of my people, give I it thee. Bury thy dead.
Right, so Ephron, the son of Zohar, he told Abraham, listen, just take it. Take it free of charge. Just, I give it thee. Then he wasn't trying to charge Abraham nothing, right? Read.
And Abraham bowed down himself before the people of the land.
Read.
And he spake unto Ephron in the audience of the people of the land, saying,
what he said?
But if thou wilt give it, I pray thee, hear me. I will give thee money for the field. Take it of me, and I will bury my dead there.
Right, so you have to understand, this is, like I mentioned before, it's going down in front of an audience of people, right? So the Ephron, the Hittites, told Abraham, listen, man, I give it to you. So you could imagine, you know, he was looking for some type of credibility in front of all these people. Like, wow, look what Ephron's trying to do for Abraham. But Abraham wasn't about that. Even with King Melchizedek, Abraham said, I don't want nothing from thee. Right? Because that's just the honorable person that Abraham is. Because we understand, you know, just think about it in this present day, in this life, you know, when somebody gives you something, right, it's like in the back of your head, you always feel like you owe this person, right? Unless they're righteous and they keep the commandments, then they understand that, you know, it's better to give than receive, right? But in a lot of people's mind, you know, they might tell you at this moment, yeah, you can have that place. But you know, as soon as you do something they don't like, or as soon as you get in some type of argument with them, yo, you remember I gave you that cave in Machpelah. Or Abraham's also thinking about his children, right? And their children. Oh yeah, we gave Abraham the cave of Machpelah. If it wasn't because of us, you guys won't have this burying place. That's what Abraham is trying to prevent, from those type of arguments and strife to manifest in the future. Read.
And Ephraim answered Abraham, saying unto him.
So Abraham told him, listen, man, if you're going to give it to me, let me give you money for it. Right? Read.
My Lord, hearken unto me. The land is worth 400 shekels of silver.
How much?
400 shekels of silver.
So now all of a sudden he got an exact price. He got an exact price for this burying place. First he was gonna give it to give it to Abraham for free. But now he's like, well, you know, it's worth 400 shekels. Like, why wasn't it worth like 50 or 100? This man had an exact number in his head, just to show you the mentality of these Hittites, right? Because they was trying to, remember, it's going on in front of a bunch of people now. So they like, man, I'll give it to you free, man. But they knew it was like a bargaining strategic, you know, like a strategy to make it seem like, oh, you know what, he's giving it for free, and now he's giving it for a bargain for like a cheap price, right? You know, this is just something, it's just an assumption. It's not facts, you know what I'm saying? You know, it probably was worth 400 shekels for all we know, right? And 400 shekels in this time was a lot of money, all right? Read.
What is that betwixt me and thee?
Right, so he says 400 shekels, right? So there's like two state of minds here. There's two thoughts. First, he's saying it's 400 shekels, and that's nothing between me and you. I don't want to charge you the 400, right? And then the other side of it is like, well, it's only $400. That ain't nothing for you, right? Like, you got the money, right? You got it. That's nothing between you and me. I don't think that'll create like any strife between you and me, right? So there's these two thoughts that you got to look at it, like these two perspectives, point of views. Read.
Bury therefore thy dead. And Abraham hearkened unto Ephron. And Abraham weighed to Ephron the silver, which he had named in the audience of the sons of Het, 400 shekels of silver, current money with the merchant.
Right, so Abraham ain't play no games. He ain't even negotiate. He ain't try to lower down the price. He said, here's the 400 shekels, and that's it. Read on.
The book of Genesis chapter 23 and verse 17. And the field of Ephron, which was in Machpelah, which was before Mamre, the field, and the cave which was therein, and all the trees that were in the field, that were in all the borders round about, were made sure unto Abraham for a possession in the presence of the children of Het, before all that went in at the gate of his city.
Right, and that's also another important point to understand. There was witnesses that saw this agreement go down. So now if Ephraim want to try to, you know, pull a fast one after Abraham's death, you know, there's so many other witnesses that say, nah, we saw you made that agreement with Abraham, and that's his now. No matter what happens in the future. All right, read.
Verse 19.
And they also, Salakia, and they also solidify how much land he has with that burying place. It said that they were all in the borders round about, were made sure. So basically everything that was from all the trees that were in the field, everything that's around that cave belonged to Abraham. All right, read.
Unto Abraham for a possession in the presence of the children of Het, before all that went in at the gate of his city.
Come on.
And after this, Abraham buried Sarah his wife in the cave of the field of Machpelah, before Mamre. The same is Hebron in the land of Canaan.
Read.
And the field, and the cave that is therein, which were made sure unto Abraham for a possession of a burying place by the sons of Het.
By who?
By the sons of Het.
So it was made sure, right, unto Abraham for a possession, right? So it was solidified. They can't go back. There was, maybe there was some type of paperwork, but, their word was their bond, right? Their word is what, they had a verbal agreement. He made the payment, and it was made sure that that cave belonged to Abraham, all right? So now we're going into chapter 24. So Abraham, he didn't want no handouts. He didn't want the sons of Ephraim, the son of Zohar, to give him this cave because he ain't want nothing attached to this. That once he pays for that, it belongs to him, and there's no non-disclosure agreement, whatever, that you can't break this contract. You know what I'm saying? It belonged to him, and that's it. All right. So let's read on in chapter 24 now.
The book of Genesis, chapter 24, verse 1. And Abraham was old and well stricken in age, and the Most High had blessed Abraham in all things.
Come on.
And Abraham said unto his eldest servant of his house, that ruled over all that he had put.
Right. So Abraham had a servant that ruled everything that belonged. He was the top dog in Abraham's house, right? So he was his servant. When people hear the word servant, they think about slaves right away. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, that's his slave, so he's his top slave. No, he was considered a servant because we're all servants to the Most High. Abraham was a righteous man. He was a Lord, right? He was considered his master. So it said he was the oldest servant, right? And he was what they call him, that he was he ruled over all that he had. So whatever goes down, you got to go through the servant, and then the servant goes talk to Abraham. All right? There's that order, right? You see there was a ranking established here, but there was always a sense of order and instruction spiritually with the Most High. You understand? Read.
Verse 3. And I will make thee swear by the Most High the power of heaven and the power of earth.
Read verse 2 again.
Verse 2. And Abraham said unto his eldest servant of his house, that ruled over all that he had, put, I pray thee, thy hand under thy thigh.
Thy hand what?
Under my thigh.
Right, so this was an ancient custom that described a solemn and serious oath between two parties, right? Some funny people might be like, there's some funny business going on here. What are you talking about? Put his hand under his thigh. This was just an ancient custom to show that they are, because they wasn't signing a contract, whatever, to show you swear to me to do this for me, right? It was an honorable thing to do. It was a custom to show that you were going to keep your vow, that you're going to keep your oath, right? It's certain things that we've done in these biblical times. Even later on, as you read, when we used to salute each other, they said we used to salute each other with a kiss. It wasn't talking about him a kiss on the lips or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because some people might take it to another level, right? It was just, it was another thing. It meant something else, right? So he put his hand under his thigh, and now read verse 3.
Verse 3. And I will make thee swear by the Most High the power of heaven and the power of earth, that thou shalt not take a wife unto my son of the daughters of the Canaanites, among whom I dwell.
So, Shabbat Shalom. So, Abraham made his eldest servant swear unto him in the name of the Most High, right? So he was making a vow. He was asking his eldest servant to make a vow with him, right? To make sure not to take a wife of the Canaanites for his son Isaac. All right? So as you can see, segregation, separation. That was Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. That was something that had to be made known already. All right? So you got to also understand all the history that just happened. Yeah, Sodom and Gomorrah just got burned to pieces with fire and brimstone. Right? Who was dwelling in there? Canaanites. Right? The place just got flooded a couple, hundreds of years ago. Who was dwelling there? The Hamites. And who Canaan come from? Ham. So Abraham has been seeing all the paganistic traditions, all the wickedness, all the abominations that the Canaanites been doing, and he made sure to tell his servant to make his servant swear to him not to get a wife from these people, right? A daughter of the how I said it in Genesis 6, the sons of God slept with the daughters of men. This is what it's talking about. This is a prime example of what I was talking about in chapter 6. Read on.
Verse 4. But thou shalt go unto my country and to my kindred.
To what?
To my country and to my kindred.
So now he told the servant, go to my country and to my kindred, which was what? Read.
And take a wife unto my son Isaac.
Oh, so I thought I was going to say it was the land of Ur and the Chaldees. That's where Abraham was coming from. Read. So that's where his families they still dwelling there. They still live out there. Read.
And the servant said unto him, peradventure, the woman will not be willing to follow me unto this land. Must I needs bring thy son again unto the land from whence thou camest?
Read.
And Abraham said unto him, beware that thou bring not my son thither again.
Come on.
The Most High thy power of heaven, which took me from my father's house, and from the land of my kindred, and which spake unto me, and that sware unto me, saying, unto thy seed will I give this land. He shall send his angel before thee, and thou shalt take a wife unto my son from thence.
Read.
And if the woman will not be willing to follow thee, then thou shalt be clear from this my oath. Only bring not my son thither again.
Right, so what was going on here is the servant was asking Abraham, if the woman's not willing to follow me, right, unto this land, right, I'm going to need some type of proof to convince her and persuade her that this has to be done, that this has to happen, right? And Abraham said, look, the Most High is going to send an angel with you upon this journey. And if she's not willing to come, then you clear from this oath. Don't worry about it. Don't force it. You understand? When you force things, it creates friction. It creates tension. It doesn't happen naturally. You understand? I don't got a precept for that. Maybe somebody do. But basically telling him not to force it. Leave it in the hands of the Most High. All right? Read.
Verse 8. The book of Genesis chapter 24 verse 8. And if the woman will not be willing to follow thee, then thou shalt be clear from this oath, from this my oath. Only bring not my son thither again.
Read.
And the servant put his hand under the thigh of Abraham his master, and swear to him concerning that matter.
Right, so he confirmed it with that custom, as I mentioned before, with his hand under his thigh. All right, so as you can see, we began to make sure that we not to deal with the other nations that follow these gods that is not the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob since the beginning, right? And this tradition, this custom, it went down through our generations forever. It never disappeared, right? There's nothing wrong with segregation and separation, right? When we started integrating is when we started falling as a nation, right? That's when they took down, a lot of things, a lot of history. We know what the history is, right? We start integrating with the other nations, right? And we start falling as a people, and they start wiping us out, right? Because now we want to be friends and happy, singing, can we all just get along songs and all this nonsense when since the beginning we was taught to segregate, right? Let's get the book of Tobit, chapter 4, verse 12. Let's just get a precept to prove that. In the time of Tobit, read.
The book of Tobit, chapter 4 and verse 12.
Come on.
Beware of all whoredom.
Beware of what?
Beware of all whoredom.
Read.
My son.
So Tobit is telling his son, beware of all whoredom, right? Read.
And chiefly take a wife of the seed of thy father.
And what?
And chiefly take a wife of the seed of thy father.
So beware of all whoredom, right? Chiefly take a wife of the seed of thy fathers, right? Of thy forefathers, right? Why? Because we want to make sure that our probability, the possibility of getting a righteous woman is higher when you deal with your people who's been trying to follow the law, statutes, and commandments since the old time, right? Instead of dealing with somebody else who has nothing, who doesn't keep the commandments, right? And so there's a higher probability and possibility that you're going to fall into sin. Shabbat Shalom, right? So that's why, read that again from the top.
Beware of all whoredom, my son, and chiefly take a wife of the seed of thy father.
So he's giving him advice. Beware of all whoredom. Whoredom doesn't have, how can I put it? It doesn't pick and choose who's going to be a part of whoredom or not. Anyone can be part of whoredom, right? And that's why he said, what? Chiefly, mainly take a woman, because it's a possibility as we read throughout the portions. Moses found, he was able to get with a woman that wasn't of an Israelite, right? That still obeyed him and be submitted to him, right? We have our forefathers that had women that weren't Israelites that still followed and submitted to them, right? That's why Tobit gave him the wisdom chiefly, mainly focused on the Israelites, right? Don't even risk it. Don't even take a chance to try to go mess with Becky or King Lo or King So, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, or what's the other name? Let me not even say that. Stay away from them, right? Just deal with the Israelites. Why? Because you got a better chance to find a righteous woman amongst them, right? Continue reading.
And chiefly take a wife of the seed of thy fathers.
Come on.
And take not a strange woman to wife.
And take not what?
A strange woman to wife.
Because he's saying chiefly, why? Because our own Israelite sisters can become a strange woman, right? Because they'll start following other gods, right? Because they might be dealing with some stuff and they start falling away from the truth or falling away from the law, statutes, and commandments, right? Read.
Which is not of thy father's tribe.
That is not?
Which is not of thy father's tribe.
Right, so a lot of people try to go here and say that we need to marry, we only should be marrying within the tribes. So if I'm a Simeonite, I only should marry a Simeonite woman. That's not what it's talking about. He just said to take a woman chiefly of thy fathers. So when he means by our father's tribe, he's talking about out of the 12 tribes of Israel, of our forefathers, right? You have something to say?
Yeah, because it's plural, fathers.
Right, but yeah, but people will say your father's tribe, so that's possessive. So they'll say, oh, it's just talking about your father's tribe, which is the tribe of Benjamin, right? No, it just said you can take one from the forefathers, right? Well, we'll keep reading just to shut that down. Read.
For we are the children of the prophets.
Come on.
Noah, Abraham, Isaac.
Right. Before you even say Jacob, there was no such thing as an Israel. There was no such thing as a tribe. Right? So how can we be taking, daughters of Noah, Abraham, Isaac, and it's talking about, only from your tribe, when the tribes came about when Jacob came into the picture. Right? So that destroys that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so to add, Captain?
Ecclesiastes 7:26.
Okay. He said, Sirach?
Con.
7:6.
Oh, I'm looking at me. Go ahead.
The book of Sirach, chapter 7 and verse 26. Hast thou a wife after thy mind?
Read that again from the top.
Hast thou a wife after thy mind?
Come on.
Forsake her not,
Read.
but give not thyself over to a light woman.
To a what?
To a light woman.
Right, so find a wife that's after thy mind. Go ahead, Cap.
Con. So, most likely,
Ahmad, can you pass Cap the microphone right here? Just for the online family. Check. Con.
So the scripture says, if you have a wife after thine own mind,
Con.
right? Here we are right now. We have a situation. Abraham went back to his family to find a wife for Isaac. Same thing Isaac did for his son,
Con.
right? And that's a tradition that carried on. So typically, you're marrying, your close relatives,
Right.
because you grew up similar. You have a similar mind.
Con.
All right, but that's not to say you cannot marry outside of the nation,
Right.
because the nation should have the same mind,
Right.
right? And typically, if you marry outside the nation, 9 times out of 10, 99.9999%, that woman will not have the same mind, especially when it comes to how to worship and serve a power.
Come.
Con. Hallelujah. Exactly. That's just to further expound on the point. So beautiful precept. That's it right there, right? That's it in that? Yeah, con. All right, so con, hallelujah. Let me see, I'm thinking if I need to go to, nah, you don't gotta go to Nehemiah. Let's go back to the portion. So, as Cap said, this was something that was part of our tradition and custom, and it was just brought down onto each generation, right? So, we need to make sure that we continue to follow this tradition, no matter what's going on this present day, right? So let's read. Oh, we was at 24 and read 9 again.
The book of Genesis, chapter 24 and verse 9. And the servant put his hand under the thigh of Abraham his master, and sware to him concerning that matter.
Right, so they confirmed this oath, and the oath was, make sure to get a wife for my son Isaac out of my family, out of my kindred from my own country. Read.
Verse 10. And the servant took 10 camels of the camels of his master, and departed. For all the goods of his master were in his hand. And he arose and went to Mesopotamia, unto the city of Nahor.
Read.
And he made his camels to kneel down without the city by a well of water at the time of the evening, even the time that women go out to draw water.
Right, so I'm trying to not give it away. Let me see. So what is the city of Nahor? What is that? Who's that city named after? I'll ask that question. Anyone can answer. Don't give the answer away. Let me be more specific. Anyone that's not on the podium can answer. Anyone? Okay, come. We'll keep reading. We'll give you the answer later. Read.
Verse 11, the book of Genesis, chapter 24, and verse 11.
Come on.
And he made his camels to kneel down without the city by a well of water at the time of the evening, even the time that women go out to draw water.
Right, so, man, you got the answer?
Was that Abraham's brother?
Khan, that's Abraham's brother. You know, give thanks and praises to Google, right? Hey man, look at it real quick. I get the answer for you. It's all right. You got the answer. I can't knock it. So yeah, that was Abraham's brother. Torah begat Abraham, Nahor, and Haran. Those are the three children right there. All right. So read that again from the top.
The book of Genesis, chapter 24, verse 11. And he made his camels to kneel down without the city by a well of water at the time of the evening, even the time that women go out to draw water.
So isn't it a coincidence that he got to this well at a specific time when women actually come out to pitch water from the well, right? Come on.
And he said, O most high power of my master Abraham.
So, you know, the servant, he's also a wise man. This man been under Abraham for so long, so he has some wisdom, right? So he knew what he was doing, right? So at this moment, he started praying to the Most High, right? Read.
I pray thee, send me good speed this day, and show kindness unto my master Abraham.
Come on.
Behold, I stand here by the well of water.
Read.
And the daughters of men of the city come out to draw water.
Read that again.
Behold, I stand here by the well of water. And the daughters of the men of the city come out to draw water.
Right, so he, you know, for lack of better terms, right, the elder servant is asking the Most High to send him some good luck, right? So we can understand. I know we don't believe in luck. We believe in the Most High, right? Send him good speed, right? I'm here by the well, and the men of this city, their daughters, come out to this well to pitch water. Read.
And let it come to pass that the damsels to whom I shall say,
Say what?
let down thy pitcher, I pray thee, that I may drink. And she shall say, drink, and I will give thy camels drink also. Let the same be she that thou hast appointed for thy servant Isaac.
Come on.
And thereby shall I know that thou hast showed kindness unto my master.
Right, so the servant prayed and asked the Most High that, and he was very specific with details. The woman, the damsel, right, that comes out, right, not only is she going to offer to pitch water for me and give me water, but she also is going to offer to give water to my camels. She got to do both. And then I'll know that this woman is meant for Isaac, thy servant, right? If she would have did one or the other and not both, he would have said, nah, this ain't the one, right? Read.
And it came to pass.
And it came to what?
And it came to pass.
Come on.
Before he had done speaking.
Before he had what?
Before he had done speaking.
Before he was even done with his prayer. Read.
That behold, Rebekah came out.
That who?
That Rebekah came out.
Come on.
Who was born of Bethuel.
Who was born of who?
Bethuel.
Read.
Son of Milcah.
Come on.
The wife of Nahor.
The wife of who?
The wife of Nahor.
And who's Nahor? Read.
Abraham's brother.
Abraham's who?
Abraham's brother.
Come on.
with her pitcher upon her shoulder.
Look at that. The damsel that came out, I mean, the servant didn't know this, the scripture's telling us this, right? It's the daughter, the granddaughter of Nahor, the daughter of Bethuel, right? So that's what? Abraham's kindred, right? From his country. Come on. So, you know, the scriptures is telling us who this is, but this is the confirmation that this is the one for Isaac. Read.
And the damsel was very fair to look upon.
And she was what?
She was very fair to look upon.
And she was very fair to look upon. Not many women is called fair in the scriptures now. The only top dead or alive. What the hell? The top 5 dead or alive? Sarah, Rebecca, Esther. These are very fair. So it was like our sisters is beautiful sisters, right? From the 12 tribes of Israel. So when they call them fair, it's like another level. They add another level. One day, this world, they always going around, what you scale me from a 1 to 10? There was no scale for these women, right? Read.
And the damsel was very fair to look upon.
Come on.
A virgin.
Read.
Neither had any man known her. And she went down to the well and filled her pitcher and came up.
Right, so she was going to do what the woman normally do at this time of the day. It said at even, right? Or right before the evening. Come on.
And the servant ran to meet her and said, let me, I pray thee, drink a little water of thy pitcher.
So he went to go test what he just told the Most High. He's like, all right, let me see if this is the one. And he asked her, let me drink some of that water. Read.
And she said, drink, my Lord.
Drink my what?
Drink, my Lord.
She don't even know who this man is, right? And she acknowledged him as a Lord. Just to show you that hospitality in the country of Abraham now. Read.
And she hasted and let down her pitcher upon her hand and gave him drink. And when she had gone, and when she had done giving him drink, she said, I will draw water for thy camels also, until they have done drinking.
Come on.
And she hasted and emptied her pitcher into the trough, and ran again unto the well to draw water, and drew for all his camels.
Listen, man. This hospitality is something I was talking about it last week. We lost it as a nation, right? This lady hasted, meaning what? She did this fast. She was like, say no more, fam. I got you, right? She dropped the pitcher, went, filled up the pitcher, gave this man a water. She didn't even think about it like, I don't even know this guy. You know, oh, I don't want to do this. I don't even know. You know, no laziness, no slothfulness, you know. She hasted. She didn't even think about it. She said, yes, my Lord, I got you. And then what? Came got him water and then hasted again. And he didn't even get to ask. Well, did he ask for the camels? Let me see. And when she had, no, he only asked for himself. Then after she gave one, she was like, you know what? Obviously, you've been traveling. You got all these camels here, so they must be thirsty too. She hasted and went and got them water as well. Look at that characteristic right there. Come on. Read.
Verse 21. And the man wondering at her held his peace.
This man was like, yo, if the Most High ain't true, you know what I'm saying? He was wondering and he held his peace like this. This is the one. This is the one for Isaac. Come on.
To wit, whether the Most High had made his journey prosperous or not.
Right, so he was wondering because, remember, he had 10 camels. So she had to give water to each and every camel. This is how it has to be when things happen, when things are done for the Most High. When you ask the Most High for something, right? It has to be done exactly how you asked. And the same, and vice versa. If the Most High asks us to do something, it has to be done exactly. It can't, if the Most High says do 5 inches, it can't be 5.8. It can't be 4.9. It has to be exactly 5 inches, right? So he was holding his peace, wondering until she fed all the camels. Like, okay, there go camel number 5, number 6. He's wondering, like, man, let me see. He's wondering, thinking if the Most High made this journey prosperous. Right? Read.
And it came to pass, as the camels had done drinking, that the man took a golden earring of a half shekel weight, and 2 bracelets for her hands of 10 shekels weight of gold.
Read.
And said, whose daughter art thou?
Come on.
Tell me, I pray thee, is there room in thy father's house for us to lodge in?
Right, so he didn't even, after she was done giving the camels, this man didn't even say anything. He went and got gifts. He went and got some gold bracelets. What else? Some 10 shekels of gold, some earrings, right? And he gave it to her like, yo, here. Who's your father? Where you come from? Whose house you come from? Read. You got to you make it sound like that. He said us.
Him and the camel.
Yeah, he said, you got room for me? Like, you gotta be careful there now.
That ain't like that.
He ain't trying to bust a move now. He said, you got room for me, us.
And the camel.
You know, order 10 camels. Read.
And she said unto him, I am the daughter of Bethuel, the son of Milcah, which she bare unto Nahor.
Right, so it just hit me right now, right? This is how you know we are living in the curses, right? We really can't do this. You know, a lot of us don't know, you know, the majority of our people in the 4 corners of the earth, they don't know who their father is. They don't know who their great-great-grandfather is. They can't tell you, I come from this man, and this man, and this man, right? Or this woman, this one, you know? That is how you know we are in captivity and under the curses. Because this lady, right away, she was like, I'm from Bethuel, who comes from how she said it? She said, I am the daughter of Bethuel, the son of Milcah. She acknowledged her mother and her father. Acknowledged her father first, right? Oh no, I'm sorry, her grandmother. That's what that is. Milcah's her grandmother. Bethuel, the son of Milcah, which she bare unto Nahor. Right away, she was able to tell her her nationality, her stock, right? What stock she's from. Read.
And she said unto him, I am the daughter of Bethuel, the son of Milcah, which she bare unto Nahor. She said, moreover unto him, we have both straw and provender enough, and room to lodge in. And the man bowed down his head and worshiped the Most High.
And what?
And worshiped the Most High.
Come on.
And he said, blessed be the Most High power of my master Abraham.
Read.
Who hath not left destitute my master of his mercy and his truth. I, being in the way of the Most High, led me to the house of my master's brother.
Right, so he gave once she told him what stock she from, what house she from, and he realized that's the family of Abraham, he gave all praises to the Most High. Right? Let's get the book of Isaiah, chapter 65, verse 24. Then you get the book of Isaiah, chapter 65, verse 24. Remember, when he was praying to the Most High, right? Asking the Most High to allow that damsel that come and do the pitcher and feed and give water to the 10 camels, right? While he was praying, that before he even finished speaking, that woman came out to the well, right? This is how it should be. This is how it's going to be in the kingdom, right? Read that.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 65 and verse 24.
Come on.
And it shall come to pass.
It shall what?
And it shall come to pass.
Come on.
That before they call, I will answer.
Before they what?
Before they call, I will answer.
Read.
And while they are yet speaking.
And while what?
And while they are yet speaking.
Come on.
I will hear.
Most High will what?
I will hear.
Right, so this is talking about the new heaven, the new earth, with us, with the 12 tribes, right? While we praying to the Most High, asking for whatever we want, right? While we're speaking, He gonna make it happen, right? Read that again.
The book of Isaiah chapter 65 and verse 24. And it shall come to pass that before they call.
Before we even call unto the Most High, Yahweh, please hear my prayer, right? Because He already know what we want in our thoughts, right? Read.
I will answer.
He's going to already answer. Come on.
And while they are yet speaking.
And while we there speaking about the things that we need from the Most High, read.
I will hear.
Come on. Oh, He will hear. He's going to make it happen. Give me 1 John 3 and 22. Right? But remember, when the new kingdom come, right, we all going to be in righteousness. The only way that can happen is that we need to be keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, right? That's the only way the Most High is going to answer our prayers before we even done with our prayer, right? So let's get the book of 1 John chapter 3, verse 22.
The book of 1 John chapter 3 and verse 22. And whatsoever we ask, come on,
we receive of Him.
We receive of who?
We receive of Him, right? Who's the Most High Yahweh? Why Yahweh Shai? Because what?
Because we keep His commandments.
Because what?
Because we keep His commandments.
Come on.
And do those things.
And do what?
And do those things.
Come on.
That are pleasing in His sight.
That are what?
That are pleasing in His sight.
Right. So, you know, that's the problem with our people this present day, that they think they're always blessed, they always should be receiving blessings from the Most High, but then they don't, what are you doing to receive that blessing? Right? You can't just wake up in the morning and say, oh, I need I need this and I need that, and there's no action, there's nothing you've been doing to receive or obtain that. That's why the Most High said, read that again, verse 22. I mean, that's why John said what?
Book of 1 John chapter 3 and verse 22.
Come on.
And whatsoever we ask, we receive of Him.
For whatsoever we ask, we receive of Him. Read. Why?
Because we keep His commandments.
Because we keep His commandments. That elder servant, that servant that belonged to Abraham, he obeyed Abraham. Everything Abraham wanted to get done, he obeyed that man. He ain't give that man he wasn't stiff-necked, stubborn. He kept the commandments, right? So let's go back to the portion. So that's very important to understand that, when we ask for stuff, we need to understand, we need to make sure that did we earn it? Do we deserve it, and did we earn it? But we fall short. We fall short in this present time, right? Scriptures say, a righteous man falleth 7 times, but 8 times shall he get up, right? So we're gonna fall short, but like, if you asking something for the Most High, if you praying for the Most High for something, best believe he gonna he gonna look at the records. He gonna look at the books. All right, you asking for this? Angels gonna bring the Captain Zagar asking for this. He's like, oh yeah, open up the book of records. Let me see what he's been doing. Oh, bam, 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 bam. Oh, man, you've been on point. All right, man, give him the blessing. Give him the blessing. Send that ASAP. Before you even finish your prayer, you already been blessed. You don't even know it, right? But we must keep the commandments, right? So let's go back to the portion. And we were at, let's do 23. Well, I'm sorry, you read all that. Verse 26. We'll read that part again.
The book of Genesis chapter 24 verse 26. And the man bowed down his head and worshiped the Most High. And he said, blessed be the Most High power of my master Abraham, who had not left destitute my master of his mercy and his truth. I being in the way, the Most High led me to the house of my master's brother.
Read.
And the damsel ran and told them of her mother's house these things. And Rebekah had a brother, and his name was Laban.
His name was what?
Laban.
Come on.
And Laban ran out unto the man unto the well. And it came to pass, when he saw the earrings and bracelets upon her sister. And it came to pass, when he saw the earrings and bracelets upon his sister's hands, and when he heard the words of Rebekah his sister, saying, Thus spake the man unto me, that he came unto the man, and behold, he stood by the camels at the well. Verse 31. And he said, Come in, thou blessed of the Most High.
Thou what?
Thou blessed of the Most High.
Come on.
Wherefore standest thou without?
Read.
For I have prepared the house and room for the camels.
Right, so Rebecca's brother Laban, she heard the story, right? That she not heard. He heard the story that Rebecca was talking about, how this man said that, Abraham came, that he was sent by Abraham, right? And that the Most High blessed him, and that what he asked for, the Most High made it happen, right? And he also saw like the gold in the man's hand. So he was like, man, you the blessed of the Lord, man. You giving my sister 10 shekels of gold, some 105 carat earrings. You know what I'm saying? Like that thing was pure gold. Bracelets. He's like, listen, man, you blessed. I hear the Most High dealing with you. You giving my sister some some gifts. Come on in. I already got this stuff ready for you. Come on, read.
Verse 32. And the man came into the house, and he ungirded his camels, and gave straw and provender for the camels,
read,
and water to wash his feet, and the men's feet that were with him.
And the what?
And the men's feet that were with him.
So this brother wasn't alone either. So if there was 10 camels, there was probably 10. I'll just make an assumption, but there was men there, right? Because they use camels also to like carry goods and resources. But there was men with him. You never do nothing alone, man. You always gotta have your brothers with you, right? Read.
And there was set meat before him to eat, but he said, I will not eat until I have told mine errand. And he said, Speak on.
Right, so before he even lifted up a fork, he had to make sure to let them know, the marvelous miracle that the Most High just presented, right? The Most High just made happen. Read. He don't want to make it seem like he's there freeloading, right? And that he's just there for no reason, right? Come on.
And he said, I am Abraham's servant, and the Most High has blessed my master greatly, and he has become great, and he had given him flocks and herds and silver and gold and men servants and maid servants and camels and asses
and donkeys.
Yeah. And Sarah, my master's wife, bare a son to my master when she was old.
Come on.
And unto him hath he given all that he had.
Right, so he first started off how Abraham was such a great man, right? The Most High blessed him with all these goods and resources, right? The Most High also blessed him with a son from his old wife, and now all those resources and goods and stuff that he owned, he gave it to Isaac, his son, right? Read.
And Sarah, my master's wife, bare a son to my master when she was old, and unto him hath he given all that he had.
Come on.
And my master made me swear, saying, Thou shalt not take a wife to my son of the daughters of the Canaanites, in whose land I dwell, but thou shalt go unto my father's house, and to my kindred, and take a wife unto my son.
Come on.
And I said unto my master, Peradventure the woman will not follow me.
Read.
And he said unto me, The Most High, before whom I walk, will send his angel with thee, and prosper thy way, and thou shalt take a wife for my son of my kindred, and of my father's house. Then shalt thou be clear from this my oath, when thou comest to my kindred. And if they give not thee one, thou shalt be clear from my oath.
Right. So, he was just explaining the details of the oath, of the vow, of the agreement that he had with Abraham. Right? Come on.
And I came this day unto the well, and said, O most high power of my master Abraham, if now thou do prosper my way which I go, behold, I stand by the well of water, and it shall come to pass that when the virgin cometh forth to draw water, and I say to her, give me, I pray thee, a little water of thy pitcher to drink. And she say to me, both drink thou, and I will also draw water, and I will also draw for thy camels. Let the same be the woman whom the Most High hath appointed out of my master's son.
And now he's also talking about the details of his prayer that he made to the Most High. Read.
And before I had done speaking in my heart.
Before he was done speaking in his heart, right? Read.
Behold, Rebekah came forth with her pitcher on her shoulder, and she went down unto the well and draw water. And I said unto her, let me drink, I pray thee.
Right, so you got to understand, he wants them to understand that this was destined to happen. This was ordained, right? This was Rebekah's destiny, and it was his destiny to meet Rebekah, right? Read on.
And she made haste and let down her pitcher from her shoulder, and said, drink, and I will give thy camels drink also. So I drank, and she made the camels drink also. And I asked her, and said, whose daughter art thou? And she said, the daughter of Bethuel, Nahor's son, whom Milcah bare unto him. And I put the earring upon her face, and the bracelets upon her hands. And I bowed down my head, and worshipped the Most High, and blessed the Most High power of my master Abraham, which had led me in the right way to take my master's daughter unto his son.
Right, and then I just caught something. He went, he put the earrings on her. You saw that? He said he put the earrings on her, so he must have put the bracelets on her. Like he can't find the word right now in my head. He put all this lavish and gold stuff, and then he bowed down and praised the Most High, right? So she must have been like, yo, what's going on here? Like this man, already like showing like some type of honor, because she was the chosen. Rebekah was the chosen wife for Isaac. Come on.
Verse 48. And I bowed down my head and worshipped the Most High, and blessed the Most High power of my master Abraham, which had led me in the right way to take my master's brother's daughter unto his son.
Come on.
And now, if ye will deal kindly and truly with my master.
Right, so after he told him all that, right, he said now he's still showing some type of respect, because he understands that that's their daughter, right? Read. Even though he explained that it's destined for her to be the daughter of the wife of Isaac, he still approached them with respect, right? Come on.
Tell me, and if not, tell me that I may turn to the right hand or to the left.
You see? He was like, yo, even though the Most High blessed me in my prayer, right? This is all ordained in the eyes of the Most High. It's a spiritual journey. He still made the decision up to them, right? Read.
And Laban and Bethuel answered and said, the thing proceeded from the Most High. We cannot speak unto thee bad or good.
After hearing all that, they're like, listen, man, this is ordained for the Most High. We can't even speak on this. We can't go to the right or to the left. You know what I'm saying? We're going to just let it be. We're going to let the Most High take care of this, right? Read.
Behold, Rebekah is before thee. Take her and go, and let her be thy master's son's wife,
Come on.
as the Most High had spoken.
Read.
And it came to pass that when Abraham's servant heard their words, he worshipped the Most High, bowing himself to the earth.
you gotta like envision this, man. Every time he saw the Most High blessed him, he started praising the Most High and bowing down himself to the earth. You know, we don't know if he just looked down or if he went down on his knees and started praying to the Most High. But he gave praises and worship to the Most High in front of. He didn't care where he was. He was doing it right in front of these people, right? And he still ain't eat. He said he had to make sure and tell them all this stuff before he put his hand on a fork or any food. Come on.
Verse 53. And the servant brought forth jewels of silver.
What the servant did?
And the servant brought forth jewels of silver.
Come on.
And jewels of gold.
Read.
And raiment. And gave them to Rebekah. He gave also to her brother, to her mother's precious things.
Come on.
And they did eat and drink, he and the men that were with him, and tarried all night. And they rose up in the morning, and he said, Send me away unto my master.
Right, and he also gave the brother and the mother things, right? The jewels and precious, what they call precious things. So it's like an example of a dowry. You understand? So it's like we learn about the law of the dowry later on, but as you can see, that spirit of this agreement, right? It was there before the law was that specific law was established, because this was ordained through the Most High, but he still honored the father and the mother. And obviously Laban was probably, Bethuel was probably at a very old age, and Laban was the one representing his father. That's why it said he gave it to Laban and the mother. Read.
And they did eat and drink, he and the men that were with him, and tarried all night. And they rose up in the morning, and she said, Send me away unto my master. And her brother and her mother said, Let the damsel abide with us a few days, at the least 10. After that she shall go.
Right, so, they wanted to spend a little more time with their daughter. I mean, who said that? Both, brother and the mother. Spend some more time with the daughter, his sister, just because she knows she about to, they don't even know if they're ever going to see her again. Right, so they requested if they can, if the eldest servant will allow her to stay for 10 days before they leave. Read.
And he said unto them, Hinder me not, seeing the Most High has prospered my way. Send me away that I may go to my master.
Read.
And they said, We will call the damsel and inquire at her mouth.
Come on.
And they called Rebekah and said unto her, Will thou go with this man?
And what she said?
And she said, I will go.
She said what?
I will go.
And Rebekah, she from the well, she knew this thing was ordained. You understand? So she was like, she's not gonna hinder the Most High's prophecy to come to pass. All right, come on.
And they sent away Rebekah their sister, and her nurse, and Abraham's servant, and his men.
Come on.
And they blessed Rebekah, and said unto her, Thou art our sister.
Thou art our what?
Our sister.
Come on.
Be thou the mother of thousands of millions.
Be thou the what?
The mother of thousands of millions.
Come on.
And let thy seed possess the gate of those which hate them.
Which who?
Which hate them.
Who was this also told to? Who also was considered this? Sarah. She just passed away. Sarah. Focus, man. Sarah was also considered to be the mother of thousands, right? And now it was Rebekah now. As you can see, their family understood the prophecy, right? They told her, be my mother of thousands of millions, right? Come on.
Verse 61. And Rebekah arose, and her damsels, and they rode upon the camels and followed the man. And the servant took Rebekah and went his way.
Come on.
And Isaac came from the way of the well.
Lahayroi.
Lahayroi. For he dwelt in the south country. And Isaac went out to meditate in the field at the eventide. And he lifted up his eyes and saw, and behold, the camels were coming.
So Isaac, he was relaxing, chilling. He went out to meditate, meditate on the precepts, meditate and pray. Read.
And Rebekah lifted up her eyes, and when she saw Isaac, she lighted off the camel.
Right. So while he was meditating, he saw the camels coming. So now you go to Rebekah's point of view. She see this man. She see Isaac. So they talk about how fair the woman was looking, but this what she did.
She lighted off the camel.
So when she saw Isaac, she lighted off the camel. Meaning she jumped off that thing, man. She's like, oh man, that's Isaac right there. That must right? Read.
For she had said unto the servant.
Well, she didn't know that's Isaac. She didn't know that's Isaac yet, but she saw that man's presence, and she had to show some type of endearment, like Chief said last week, endearment, some type of acknowledge his presence. You know what I'm saying? Read.
What man is this that walketh in the field to meet us?
So she asked the servant, like, yo, who is this man who's coming towards us? Like, yo, who's this man? Read.
And the servant had said, it is my master. Therefore she took a veil and covered herself.
She took what?
A veil and covered herself.
Read.
And the servant told Isaac all things that he had done.
So Rebekah lighted off the camel, asked the servant, who is this man walking towards us, right? And he told her who he was, and she went and covered her face, right? What that meant? What was she showing? What was that? I heard something from that side. What you said, Sharon? I can't hear you. Oh, shamefaced is con. What everyone was saying?
Humility, humbleness.
Con. She was showing modesty, right? They say in those times the covering of the veil signified chastity, modesty, and submission, right? So this is how she wanted to meet the man she's about to marry, right? Let's get the book of 1 Timothy 2:9 real quick. Might as well. That's the topic of the portion today, man. Like, this is this should be our sisters, and our elder sisters' role model. Sarah, woman like Sarah, Rebecca, not Megan Thee Stallion, not Cardi B, and all these other sisters out there in the world, right? These are the women that our fellow Israelite sisters need to look up to, right? Read.
The book of 1 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 9. In like manner also, that women adorn themselves in modest apparel.
In what?
In modest apparel.
Read.
With shamefacedness.
Right, like the sister Sharon said, shamefacedness. Come on.
And sobriety.
Read.
Not with broided hair, or gold, or pearls, or costly array.
That's it. You can stop there. It's going into something, right? So to adorn herself in modest apparel. So when she saw Isaac, she took the veil and covered her face, coming to him with modesty, humility, submissive, right? Let's go back to the portion. This is how, and this we're talking about Rebecca. This is way before so many hundreds of years, thousands of years, right? These were the foremothers, right, of our sisters that need to look up to. Sarah, Rebecca, and so forth. You know, Esther, right? Let's go back to the portion.
And where it talk about the broidered hair and the golds and the pearls, it's just saying don't let it be about your outward person you have. Oh, I can't go no, I ain't got my hair done, or the gold and stuff like that. Let it be about the inward person, you know what I'm saying? That's like the most out.
You was at
6,
yeah, con.
The book of Genesis, chapter 24 and verse 67. And Isaac brought her into the mother, and Isaac brought her into his mother's Sarah's tent, and took Rebekah, and she became his wife.
And she what?
And she became his wife.
Come on.
And he loved her.
And he what?
And he loved her.
Come on.
And Isaac was comforted after his mother's death.
Right. So let it be very important, right, that and understood that there was an agreement before Isaac took Rebekah to his mother's tent, right? A whole respectful agreement was done with the servant and the family, right? It wasn't that he just met Rebekah and now he took her to be his wife. No, that's not how it go down. That's not how it went down. You know, the servant went and did the work for him, right? He went, he gave, you know, if you want to be symbolically, he gave the dowries, right? He asked for the permission for Rebekah to come and be with Isaac. All that went down, right? It wasn't, he just saw Rebekah for the first time. I mean, he did see Rebekah for the first time, but she was promised to him, right? That had to go down before he was able to take her to be his wife, right? And not only did he take her to be his wife, he loved her, right? And it was, you know, when he got with her, it comforted him in the time of mourning, because he missed his mother, right? His mother just passed away, right? So I think we're going into the next chapter now. Hallelujah. Read.
The book of Genesis, chapter 25 and verse 1.
Come on.
Then again Abraham took a wife.
Then what?
Then again Abraham took a wife.
Come on.
And her name was
Keturah. Read.
And she bare him Zimran, and Jokshan, and Medan, and Midian, and Ishbak.
Come on.
And Shaul.
Read.
And Jokshan begot Sheba. And Dedan, and the sons of Dedan were Asherim, and
Latushim.
Latushim.
My bad, I just missed what you said. And
Lumium. Lumium.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Come on.
And the sons of Midian, Ephah, and Epher, and Hanok, and Abadah, and Eldah, and all Eldah, all these were the children of Keturah.
Right, so Abraham had another wife, right? And her name was Keturah, right? And she bare him more children. So, let's see. She bare him Zimran, Jokshan, Medan, Midian, Ishbak, and Shuhua. Right? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So how many children did Abraham have? A total of what? 7. A total of 8 children. Because who was his other wife?
Oh, Ishmael.
God. And who was she? Hagar. Right? So how many wives did Abraham? Well, he had a total of 3, right? But after Sarah passed away, he still technically has 2, right? So This is that's why we got to make sure that we be real careful with some of the opinions or the things that how we feel about certain things, because our forefathers been doing this since the beginning, right? This is all for a purpose, right? And it's going to be for a purpose once again. It's to build the nation up, right? This man, he only had one child with Sarah, one child with Hagar, and then 6 with Keturah, right? So I mean, I guess Abraham wasn't the issue, right? Right? He wasn't the one with the issue. It was Sarah. She was barren. She was the one that had the issue, right? Abraham was still able to continue to bring forth seed, right? So read on.
Verse 5. And Abraham gave all that he had unto Isaac.
And he what?
And Abraham gave all that he had unto Isaac.
Abraham had 7 other children, and he gave all that he had to Isaac. Why? Because he's what? He's the heir. He's the chosen one. This is the one that will continue to build the nation of Israel, God's chosen children, right? He had all these other children, and he gave everything he had to Isaac. Read.
But unto the sons of the concubines which Abraham had, Abraham gave gifts, and sent them away from Isaac his son, while he yet lived eastward, unto the east country.
Come on.
And these are the days of the years of Abraham's life which he lived, 160 years.
How old was Abraham when you read on?
Then Abraham gave up the ghost.
Come on.
And died in a good old age, an old man, and full of years.
And full of what?
And full of years.
Come on.
And was gathered to his people.
So how old did Abraham die at?
175.
100 what?
75.
175 years. Read. That was about 29 years later after Sarah passed away. Well, no, I'm not saying.
About 50. She was one. Wow.
Yeah, I don't know how old. I can't remember how old he was when she
Yeah,
passed away.
exactly.
We don't have that age, right? So let me not say that. But he lived more years later on, right? And passed away. Come on. And he was gathered to his people. Read.
And these are the days of the years of Abraham's life which he lived, 160 years. Then Abraham gave up the ghost and died in good old age, an old man, and full of years, and was gathered to his people. And his sons Isaac and Ishmael buried him in the cave of Machpelah, in the field of Ephron, the son of Zohar the Hittite, which is before Mamre.
Come on.
The field which Abraham purchased of the sons of Het. There was Abraham buried, and Sarah his wife.
Come on.
And it came to pass, after the death of Abraham, the Most High blessed his son Isaac, and Isaac dwelt by the well Laharoi.
Come on.
Now these are the generations of Ishmael, Abraham's son, whom Hagar, the Egyptian, Sarah's handmaid, bare unto Abraham.
Read.
And these are the names of the sons of Ishmael, by their names, according to their generations. The firstborn of Ishmael,
We go again.
Nebjot,
Nebuchadnezzar.
and Kedar,
Mm-hmm.
and
Adbiel.
Adbil,
Mm-hmm.
and Mibsam,
Con.
and Mishma,
Read.
and Dumah,
Mm-hmm.
and Massa,
Read.
and Hadar,
Come on.
and Tema, and
Read.
Jetur,
Mm-hmm.
and
Napish.
Napish,
Mm-hmm.
and Kedma,
Kedema. Read.
These are the sons of Ishmael, and these are their names, by their towns.
By their what?
By their towns.
Read.
And by their castle.
By their what?
By their castle.
Come on.
12 princes.
12 what?
12 princes.
Read.
According to their nations.
Right, so you notice how Ishmael and Isaac went to go bury Abraham. You know, the other children wasn't around, right? So remember, the Most High still blessed Ishmael to be a great nation, but he just wasn't the chosen one. It was Isaac, right? But he was still able to be part of this burying tradition, right? Because he was what? He was what to Isaac? I mean, Abraham, sorry. He was the firstborn son, so they was still, the Most High still acknowledged that he was the firstborn child, right? And he still allowed him to be a part of that, because why they didn't allow the other children to be there to bury them? Maybe they weren't old enough to participate? Who knows? Well, we know Ishmael was there with Isaac, right? And they said Ishmael had 12 sons, right, with 12 princes, right? And they were known by their castles, their towns. These cats is living good. They have money, right? Read.
And these are the years of the life of Ishmael.
Come on.
137 years.
Man, this man lived until 137 years. So he was up there too. Come on.
And he gave up the ghost and died, and was gathered unto his people.
He was also gathered unto his people like Abraham. Come on.
And they dwelt from Havilah unto Shur.
And they dwelt from where?
From Havilah unto Shur.
So the children of Ishmael, right? Their nations, their people dwell from Havilah to Shur. Read, which is what?
That is before Egypt, as thou goest toward Assyria. And he died in the presence of all his brethren.
And he what?
And he died in the presence of all his brethren.
Right. So, damn, I forgot to send this to y'all. Hey, can you pull up a map? Matter of fact, I'm gonna send you something right now. Hold on. I'm gonna show you guys something. Ariel, you back there? All right, I'm about to send something to the Treasure Coast email, so we don't have to just search it, because that'll be just a waste of time. Hold on a second. Oh, man. So we're gonna pull up a couple maps right now, so we can see what it is, what's considered from Havilah to Shur. And this is where the children of Ishmael dwelled at, right? And remember, the Most High blessed Ishmael to be a great nation. All right, it's gonna come in a few seconds. Let me know if you got it. When you get it, pull up the first one that's titled Shore to Havilah. I hope it's a clear picture. It's a little blurry. Come on, a little bit. Try to zoom in as much as you can. I'll tell you when to stop. Or download it. Can't zoom in? Control minus. Control plus. Or just download it and then you'll be able to zoom in. Right there. Alright, you can zoom in now. It's on top. Keep going, keep going. A little bit more. Right there, that's fine. Back up a little bit. Alright, right there, right there. So, right? Read verse 18.
Verse 18. The book of Genesis, chapter 25 and verse 18. And they dwelt from Havilah unto Shur.
Okay, so they dwelt from Havilah. This is a biblical depiction of what this area looked like in this time, right? The Ishmaelites, they dwelt from Havilah to Shur. Right? Read.
That is before Egypt.
Right before Egypt. Where's Egypt? Right across the Red Sea. All right. Pull up the next map. Hold on. I'm sorry. Let me see the one that say the map of the Middle East. Oh, that one's good. Yeah, that one's good. Zoom in and then go a little bit to the left. Yeah, where it says Saudi Arabia. Keep zooming in, if you can. Oh, you ain't downloaded. All right, keep zooming in. Keep going. Un poquito más.
That might be it right there.
That's how far you can go in? Nah, okay. All right, you can stay right there. Can y'all see that? All right, so where it says Saudi Arabia, right? It said from Havilah to Shur was around there from where it says Iraq. Let me look at the picture again. Right around the Persian Gulf, right? So from Iraq all the way to where it say Lebanon, Jordan. These areas is where they dwelt, right? And they had 12 princes and 12 castles. So obviously, if the Most High blessed them to be a great nation, they just end up taking over this land, right? And who else dwell in this part of the area? You got Yemen, right? You got the United Arab Emirates. You got Qatar. You got Kuwait, Iraq. Who dwell in these areas right now, this present day? What we call them? Arabs, right? And these guys, they diving in gold. They swim in the gold, right? Drive around with gold Lamborghinis. They have so many resources. They're not even talking about the material things. What are their resources? They sitting on oil, right? That's their number one, I believe. Their number one. I forgot what you call it. What it's called? I guess resource. We call it resource, huh? Right. They're goods. They're number one oil. These guys are sitting on money, right? This is what the area is now, this present day, right? And back in Brooklyn, Yemenis, every grocery store on the corner is owned by Yemenis. All these guys, they chewing on the cot, on the green stuff, and they, right? That's what they call it, the cots. They chew it on the mouth. They go yalla yalla la la la, and all this stuff. And these guys, they there 24 hours. Only 2 guys work in the grocery store. One do 12-hour shift. The other one do 12-hour shift. These cats, they just absorbing all the money from us, right? I mean, that's the curses, right? But the Most High still blessed them to be a nation. Yo, that part of the area is so resourceful. All the oil and all the money and gold they got out there, right? It's just showing you a little more proof that Ishmael is the present day Arabs, all right? They sell oil to 60% of the world, man. Coming from this section right here, right? Where they had they called their names after their towns. They named their castles after them, the 12 princes, right? Obviously, if the 12 princes, they started spreading, right, throughout that area, and that's it, man. So, read verse 18 again.
Book of Genesis, chapter 25 and verse 18. And they dwelt from Havilah unto Shur.
Havilah is a district in Arabia, right, of the Ishmaelites, right? From the second son of Cush, probably the district of Pualan in the northern west part of Yemen, right? Read.
That is before Egypt.
And Shur is now a place southwest of Palestine on the eastern border within the border of Egypt, right? So this is all blue letter information and definitions of Havilah and Shur. So that's just to show you a geographical location of what the nation of Ishmael is this present day. Read on.
As thou goest toward Assyria, and he died in the presence of all his brethren.
Right. That's it. All right, so let's give the Most High a round of applause. That completes the portion for today. Does anybody have any questions? You know, it was a short and sweet portion. There wasn't too much, to go into it. The next portion will be long. Just giving you forewarning. It's going into Jacob and Esau. So get ready for that.
All classes are usually long.
We did pretty good today. Anyone got any questions regarding the portion? No? Yeah? She got a mic. She got a mic in there.
What happens to, what is the purpose of us knowing about Abraham's other children, and where are they in the Bible?
Abraham's seed.
Yeah, so let's go back to verse 1, 25 and 1.
The book of Genesis, chapter 25 and verse 1. Then again, Abraham took a wife, and her name was Keturah, and she bare him Zimran, and Jokshan, and Medan, and Midian.
And who?
And Midian.
So they're just giving us who these other nations will come from, right? As we understand, the Midianites are going to play a major role in the Israelite history, right? And also what? Right, Moses, one of Moses' wives was also a Midianite. I think her name is Zipporah, if I'm not mistaken. It's just to show that what the scriptures say about Abraham, that he's going to be a father of what? Of many nations. So they're just letting us know that these are the other children that became the other nations, right? Or each and every son most likely is going to play a certain role in the history of all the wars that the Israelites are going to have, especially Midian. Midian's going to play a major role. So it's just to show. Let's get the Apocrypha. Let's get 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse 9. We're going to go into the Apocrypha. We're going to go to the second book of Ezra chapter 6 and verse 9. Is it 6? No, I'm tripping. Is it 2nd Ezra? Huh? No, not that. I don't want that. How we all come from Adam? 6 and 54? 6 and 54. The second or first? The second, right? Go to second. Yeah, 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 54. Mm-hmm. 2nd Ezra. Yeah. Oh, right here. Right here. Bam. You sure you're missing a bit?
Yeah.
It's ripped out?
Yeah,
Oh, okay, I see it. The little Gadites.
Yeah.
The little Gadites.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6 and verse 54.
Hold on, let me read it off so I can read along. Read.
And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures. Of him comest we all.
Read. So it was wait, go ahead, read.
And the people also whom thou hast chosen. All this have I spoken before thee.
Keep Keep reading.
All this have I spoken before thee, O Most High, because thou madest the world for our sakes. As for the other people, which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing.
That they are what?
That they are nothing,
Come on.
but to be like unto spittle,
Like unto what?
unto spittle,
Read.
and has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel.
Right, so that's not what I was thinking about, but I went there to show that Abraham come from the righteous seed line of Adam, right? And we this whole world, we all come from, the Most High created us all, but He deciphered and chose, and He separated us. He chose a certain people, right, to be His chosen, and for the other people, He considered them to be like a spittle. So it's the same thing, huh? Oh, it's the same thing. Let me see that scripture, Father of Nation, Abraham. Right here. Go to Genesis 17 and 5.
The book of Genesis, chapter 17 and verse 5.
Read.
Neither shall thy name be no more, neither shall thy name any more be called Abram.
Sorry, start from. Read from verse 1.
The book of Genesis, chapter 17 and verse 1.
Read.
And when Abram was 90 years old and 9, the Most High appeared to Abram. He
Read.
said unto him, I am the Almighty Power. Walk before me, and be thou perfect.
Right. So the Most High, the Most High appeared unto Abram. This was Abraham before his name was changed. Before his name was changed, right, from Abram to Abraham, and the Most High told him to walk before Him and be thou perfect. Read.
And I will make my covenant between me and thee, and will multiply thy seed exceedingly.
And no, that's not what it said. And will multiply thee.
And will multiply thee exceedingly.
Come on.
And Abram fell on his face, and the Most High talked with him, saying,
What he said?
As for me, behold, my covenant is with thee, and thou shalt be a father of many nations.
And thou shalt be what?
A father of many nations.
Read.
Neither shall thy name be neither shall thy name any more be called Abram.
Come on.
But thy name shall be Abraham, for a father of many nations have I made thee.
Right. So it's important. They're letting us know that these other children that Abraham had came about because it has to prove what the Most High said to Abraham, that thou going to be a father of many nations, right? Like that, we're able to keep track and keep record of where these other children come from later on when we read on in the portion, right? He's going to have a covenant between Abraham and him, and he's going to make Abraham the father of many nations, right? Read verse 6.
And I will make thee exceeding fruitful, and I will make nations of thee, and kings shall come of thee.
Right, so it's not talking about Israel yet. It's talking about many nations and many kings. So all of these kings that come from those 6 children of Keturah, and also if Ishmael has kings later on, his seed line, right? Read.
And I will establish my covenant between me and thee, and thy seed.
And thy what?
And thy seed.
Read.
After thee, and their generations for an everlasting covenant, to be a power unto thee, and to thy seed after thee.
Now, let me rephrase that. It was also talking about Israel too, because they will be kings as well. King David, King Solomon, You understand? But it's talking about all nations, right? And now is specifically talking about Israel when it said, I will make a covenant between thee and thy seed. Read.
To be a power unto thee, and to thy seed after thee.
Right, so now it didn't say to be a power unto thee and to the rest of the nations after thee, but unto thee and thy seed. Which seed? Come on.
And I will give unto thee, and to thy seed after thee, the land wherewith thou art a stranger.
With thou where?
The land wherein thou art a stranger.
Come on.
All the land of Canaan, for an everlasting possession, and I will be their power.
That's right. So the Israelites are going to possess the land of Canaan, right? And the Most High is going to be a power to them. So they're making that known so we can understand that the scripture is being fulfilled, right? That the Most High is true and every man's a lie. The Most High told Abraham, you're going to be a father of many nations, right? He would have never been a father of many nations if he just had Isaac, or if he just had Ishmael by itself. That's where the other 6 children come into play. Does that answer your question? Hallelujah. Hallelujah. You got a precept? What you got?
Book of Romans chapter 4 verse 17. As it is written,
Come on.
I have made thee a father of many nations, before him whom he believed, even the Most High, who quickeneth the dead, and calleth those things which be not as though they were.
So just the top part. When
Oh.
you're saying,
Okay,
the
kind.
promise that he made.
Yeah, kind of basically saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay, kind. That was just a precept in the New Testament.
Say as it is written.
Kind. Right, because that was a prophecy that had to come to pass. You know, it was something that the Most High promised to Abraham that will happen to him because that was part of the covenant. Con. So, any other questions? All right, hallelujah. So all praise to the Most High Yahweh, the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, for his mercy endure forever. We're going to go ahead and we're going to keep running. We're going to keep it live. Let's make the announcements. Let's pull up the calendar. I was speaking to Chief last week, and he was giving me that face, like why we don't making our announcements on the live. So I think moving forward, we will make our announcements on the live, because then how will the family online know when is our next new moons and our next new feast days? So, right? So, we got new moon coming up, which is next week. Correct me if I'm wrong. That is a Wednesday night, right? Wednesday night. So those that will be coming together with us in gladness and mirth. If you want to cook something and bring it, just let it be known in the chat. Minister Masha will be here with his family as well, and they will be bringing food. So he would like to know if you plan to bring something, just to be let it be known, so they don't make the same thing, all right, or something similar. So he would also be here with his family. So praise to the Most High. That will be Wednesday at evening. You know, now the sun go down at an earlier time, so we're still going to be aiming for the 7 p.m. start to start the service. As we know now, the sun goes down around 6 p.m. But we'll still be aiming to start the service at 7 p.m. Most High willing. So that is next week for the new moon. After that, we have the opening of Hanukkah on December 17th. We're still waiting. The venue will be determined. We're still waiting to find out where we'll be holding the Hanukkah celebration. But just keep in mind that it will be December 17th, which is, if I'm not mistaken, at the end of Shabbat. Right. So it'll be the 17th falls on a Saturday. So at evening is when our celebration for Hanukkah, the opening, begins. So right after the Shabbat. And the closing will be on the 24th, which is also the end of the Shabbat. I think I have to confirm if that's correct. But it says the 24th. I'll confirm about the 24th because I think Minister was saying that might be incorrect. But I'll look into that. But in between our 7 to 8 day feast, we will have a new moon on the 22nd, which falls on a Thursday night at evening. And also we have a daylight fast from morning to evening. Well, no, that's not in between, Salakia. That is, I don't know why they put that right there. It's a little bit out of order. So after we're done with Hanukkah and our new moons, then the 31st comes. And on December 31st, which is on the Shabbat, not on the Shabbat, but Saturday evening, it's going to be a long, well, no, the next day. So December 31st, I got to look into that because that actually doesn't, that's actually saying that we fast on the Shabbat. So I got to look into that. I don't know if it's, yeah, let me look into that. Because that kind of, we can't fast on the Shabbat. Yeah, we don't fast on the Shabbat. So let me, I'll get back to you on that. You know, because it's a good thing that we all fast together as a nation, so the Most High can hear our prayers. But I'll get back to you on that. I wonder if it's evening to morning. That make a little more sense, right? Because the 31st is a Saturday, so morning to evening. I don't think that's correct. So we'll go back into that. Then January 20th, which is according to the Gregorian calendar, you know, we'll be in a new year according to Esau and the Romans, right? We'll have another new moon for the 11th month on the 20th, which is what? It is Friday evening. So that will end on the Shabbat. And then on February 19th is our new year, right? Well, no, our new year is the first month. So, which will be March. This will be month number 12. February 19th is a Sunday. At evening, we'll have that new moon for the 12th month. All right, so as we get closer to the end of our year, right, we finish with a bang. You know, we're gonna be doing a lot of feasting, a lot of Israelite righteous partying. You know, so we got the new moon coming up next week. Then we got Hanukkah. Then we got three more new moons after that. All right, to finish the year hard. Does anybody have any questions on the calendar, on the feast days coming up? All right. Give me 1 second here. So let's give the Most High a round of applause. The Officer Ahrahyahla and Captain Yatazachaaq, with the assistance of Captain Yatazachaaq, they put in a new part for the AC. They get the AC up and running. You know, of course, the weather is going to start cooling down, but all in all praises to the Most High. At least, you know, the AC is up and running right now. We'll give the Most High the praises and the glory for that, and say the water to the brethren for putting that together. With that being said, please don't forget your commitment to the school, and if it's Most High's will, if you can give a donation towards the AC part that they installed, and whatever you're able to give. Remember the Treasure Coast Cash App is $LOZ support the troops. In the spirit of Minister Masha, give generously. Acts 20 and 35 will make sure the spirit is alive. Support thy troops, support the battle that we have on a weekly basis on the streets, because it can get rough. It can get rough out there. You never know. You get surrounded real quick. So, that's all the announcements I have for right now. The Passover dates will be determined. There's nothing else I can think of. Does anybody have any accomplishments or any announcements they'd like to make? No? All right, so let's give the Most High a round of applause for allowing us to have another Shabbat in peace. We're going to close it off with the closing prayer and give the Most High Yahweh Shai the praises. So we're going to say Shalom to our family online. Don't forget to hit the CashApp, $LOZ. And also, if you would like to come worship with us and keep the Shabbat, hit up the comment board or send us your contact information in the email. We're here in the Port St. Lucie area. Those that are in Vero Beach, Martin County, St. Lucie, Stewart, even West Palm Beach. Come up here and dwell with your brothers and sisters in righteousness, so we can give the Most High Yahweh all the praises. So we want to say Shalom to the nation of Israel. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah.